Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Today's video is going to be Social Studies Paper 3 for private candidates. These are the persons who are not doing an SBA but they are going to do the paper 3 instead. I'm going to go through the paper step by step. Hope you can follow and ending up getting a good grade on the paper 3. I'm going to go to share screen now. Great. Let me try and hold on. Let me see if I can get this to full screen. All right, great. There it is. Right, so 5 questions will be on the paper and you are going to be required to answer all 5 questions. So remember that this is almost mimicking an SBA or a SBA, but it's a little bit easier than the SBA. All right, good. So before you write your answers, choose one of the following research topics and write it in the space provided. You'll be required to answer questions 1, 2, and 3 related to the topic you have chosen. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so you'll be given 2 topics to choose one. So this is the 2015 paper, right? So you can follow on the 2015 paper, or you can link me on my Instagram account at Social Studies Wiz. That's Social Studies Wiz on Instagram, and I can send you the paper, the 2015 paper. I'll be more than happy to send you the paper so that you can rewatch the video and follow. All right, so the 2 topics that were given are unemployment among school leavers in my community and decline in youth participation in religious activities in my community. So I've decided to use the first one, which is unemployment among school leavers in my community. Good, so the topic chosen, you must write your topic on the line. That is smart so that the person who is marking can realize actually what you are answering, because you don't want to not put the topic there and then you're writing and the marker don't know what you are writing about, because you can't allow them to assume what you're writing, because nobody wants to assume, right? So you have to pay attention to that. So on the space there where it says topic chosen, please write the topic. So you will write unemployment among school leavers in my community. That will be the topic chosen. So that is what you are going to write on the space provided. I hope you are following, ladies and gentlemen. Right? All right. So next one says, state one reason why you would want to investigate this topic. So what is a reason why you would want to investigate the topic that you have chosen? Remember, we're looking at unemployment in your community. Sorry, why I keep saying country. Unemployment among school leavers in your community, right? One reason would be that I have seen high levels of unemployment among school leavers in my community, right? That would be a reason, right? Or you can say you have heard the cries of the unemployed school leavers in your community. So those are 2 good reasons that you can use. Remember, you must come up with a plausible reason why you have chosen the topic. Good? B says, the problem statement for a research study indicates the focus of the study. Write a problem statement for the topic you have chosen by completing the following statement. The study will. For the problem statement, it is always good to include cause, effect, and solution. That's the easy way to go. Whenever you're coming up with a problem statement or a statement of problem, think about cause, effect, and solution. You can surround your problem statement around any 1, any 2, or all 3, right? Or you can, if you're brilliant enough, you can always reword your problem statement. But the easier way to go is to stick with cause, effect, and solution. Good? Remember, we're looking at unemployment among the youth in our community. Always remember what the focus of your study is so that you can be guided. So whatever you say will make sense and relate to your overall topic, right? So my problem statement would be, the study will seek to find out the causes, effects, and possible solutions to the issue of unemployment among the youth in my community, right? That would be my problem statement. Good. Now, C says, a question may be used to focus your research topic. Write a research question to give the focus to your study. All right? So your question must surround unemployment among the youth in your community, right? So what would you have to think about, what would you want to find out from this study? What are some of the main things that you would want to find out? All right? It asks you for one, but I'm going to give you two possible answers. So two possible questions would be, what accounts for the high levels of unemployment in my community? That is really looking at causes. You understand? Or you can say, how does unemployment affect a school leaver in my community? Or you can ask them by saying, what do you think has caused you to become unemployed? Good. You can also ask about their levels of education. At what grade did you leave high school? Right? That would be important. Their age would also be important. Understand? Finding out if they are employed, unemployed, self-employed, not looking for work, right? Because in this study, we would want to only find persons who are unemployed to be a part of the study. But later on, we're going to delve even deeper into that. Good? Now, D says, list two different research instruments that could be used to gather data for the study other than a questionnaire. All right, think about it and tell me, other than a questionnaire, what else could you use? Think about it and tell me. Two different research instruments that you could use to gather other than a questionnaire. All right, you could use an observation sheet. You could use a checklist. You could use an interview schedule other than a questionnaire. All right? All right, so let's go now. Next. All right, so 2A says, write one research question for the topic of your, write one research question for the topic of your research study. We actually went through that in our previous slide. So you could use back the same research question, right? What do you think caused you to become unemployed, right? How does unemployment affect you as a youth in the community? What do you think are some of the possible solutions, or what possible solutions can be put forward to reduce the high levels of unemployment among the youth in the community, right? Write two questions. Now this is asking you to write two questions for a questionnaire which you would use to investigate the topic. Two questions. Now you can restate your question. The easiest thing to do is to research a question. Yet I don't think you should try and stress out yourself to come up with different questions. If you want to come up with different questions, then that is totally fine. But if you want to reuse your question, that's okay. Remember some of the questions that I put forward earlier: the age of the individuals, their levels of education, what are the causes for the levels of unemployment among the youth, how does unemployment affect them, how does unemployment affect their families, how does unemployment affect the community, right? What are the solutions that they think, they as the unemployed person think can be put in place to reduce the high levels of unemployment, what they think the government can do to reduce the high levels of unemployment. Those are some of the possible questions that can be put forward as well. State two ways of presenting the data obtained from the research. All right, so you're going to think in presenting the data now so people can see that this is what you actually got from the study. What do you think can be used to present those data? All right, there are several ways that you can present those data, but for social studies, the common ones would be bar graph, pie chart, and tables. Those three you can use to represent the data for this kind of research. Right? I hope you are following. If you have any questions, please post them down below. All right. Sorry. So number 3 now says that you should give one reason for selecting the sample to conduct the research. All right. Why would you use the sample? You would use this sample in order to get the information from them. The sample that you would select is unemployed youth within the community, because you want to find out, right, why so many persons are unemployed, the effect that it has on them, possible solutions. So you can't get certain problems from unemployment from employed people. So you have to find persons who are unemployed to get this sort of information from them, right? Describe an appropriate method for selecting the sample, right? We have two ways for selecting samples. We have random selection, right? And then we have non-random selection. Random is when you just choose here and there, you go around and just choose. Like if you say you need 50 persons, you just select the first 50 unemployed youth and use them. Or there is non-random, where you go directly to unemployed persons, right? Please do some research on random sampling and non-random sampling. That is on you, right? Good. State two ways in which a researcher may protect the sample that is used. The sample that is used in the research are two ways that the researcher can actually protect the persons who participated in the sample, the study, the survey, is to ensure that ensure that those who are in the sample do not write their names, right? To protect their identity. And you as the researcher has to ensure that you keep the information confidential. So you're not going to give out the people answer or their personal details, a person to know that they are the ones who actually participated in the sample, right? All right. Now, for question 4 and 5, it is a particular study that they will be given. Please note, though, that the case study is usually different. Good? All right, so I'm not going to go through this case study because I don't really think it actually makes sense. Like this case study really, I don't think it makes that much sense because it's going to be a different case study. So for the case studies, please ensure that you read it carefully, right? Because they are going to ask you about facts of the case study. Good. So ensure that you read and you underline or you highlight certain facts. Good. Ensure that you are able to work out percentages. Because a person like myself who is not good at mathematics, you have a little mathematics to do for this paper 3. So ensure that you are able to work out percentages. Good. And ensure also that you are able to plot a bar graph, because I tell you that they set the paper the same way like almost all the time. So a bar graph like this, do some research on a bar graph so that you can know how to plot information on a bar graph. You know that on this side, you put the number or the percentage. Here, you give it a title. Up here, down here is the labeling for whatever figure you are representing on the bar graph. This is actually a poor sight in what this is the best way that I can do it. So learn how to work out percentages, learn how to plot the bar graph, right? So every single paper 3 have a different case study. So this one, as I said, you can link me on my Instagram page at Social Studies Wiz, and I can send this paper to you, right? I don't want to put it out there that I'm going to actually look at the work to see if it is correct, because I'm not going to put that amount of pressure on myself, because I am still teaching, still planning for my students, because my students are also sitting the exam, and to like sometimes to respond to all of the messages that I have received, sometimes it can become very overwhelming. All right, so I hope this video is helpful to you private candidates for passing the paper 3. The front part that I've gone through, watch this video as many times as possible. If you have any questions, any concerns, link me in the comment section. If you want a copy of this paper, link me on my Instagram page, Social Studies Wiz on Instagram. Thank you for watching.